Your money shouldn't control you. You should control your money. Hey there, picture this. It's 10 years from now and you're living your dream life. You're not stressed about bills, you've got money saved, and you're finally financially free. Sounds amazing, right? But let's be honest, that future only happens with some smart decisions, starting now. Because here's the truth. Every financial decision you make today is building the foundation for tomorrow. If you don't have a clear roadmap, financial stress could follow you into every area of your life. But don't worry, we're about to change that. Today, I'm breaking down 5 powerful budgeting tips for beginners. Follow along, and you'll be taking those first steps toward financial freedom. Tip 1. Set clear, achievable goals. First up, let's talk about goals. But not just any goals, clear, achievable ones. Why? Because vague goals lead to vague results. When you set goals like, I want to save $5,000 by next year, you're giving yourself a finish line to work toward. Now here's where it gets interesting. Studies show that people who set specific goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. That's not just motivation, it's science. And no, saving for a unicorn doesn't count as a specific goal. So, what's your goal? Comment below if you're brave enough to share. Now let's take that excitement and move into something even more game-changing. Tip 2. Track every dollar you spend. All right, here's the hard truth. It's not enough to just make money. You have to know where every dollar is going. Tracking your spending is one of the most powerful habits you can build. Think of it as financial detective work. Each dollar you spend tells a story about your habits, your priorities, and where you might be overdoing it. Here's something that might shock you. The average person can't account for 15% of their spending every month. Imagine how much money could be slipping away without you even realizing it. But the good news is, you can change that. Keep watching, because the next tip is going to help you manage those surprise expenses. Tip 3. Build an emergency fund. Emergencies happen. Whether it's a flat tire, a medical bill, or a last-minute trip, life loves throwing curveballs. And without an emergency fund, that curveball can derail your finances. Building a safety net, say $500 to start, is crucial. And no, your credit card doesn't count as an emergency fund. Trust me, future you will thank you for setting up a real one. All right, now that we've covered emergencies, let's shift gears and talk about a different kind of protection. Protecting yourself from overspending. Tip 4. Set boundaries with the 50-30-20 rule. Now this one's a classic, the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes toward needs. Think rent, utilities, and groceries. 30% goes to wants, and the remaining 20% goes straight to savings and debt repayment. This simple rule isn't just about numbers, it's about freedom. By setting these boundaries, you're giving yourself permission to spend within reason. No guilt, no overspending. But here's where it can get tricky. How do you actually stick to this rule? I'll give you a little trick in the next tip that makes sticking to it easier than you'd think. Tip 5. Automate your savings. Imagine if saving money could be as easy as paying for Netflix each month. Well, guess what? Automation makes it that simple. By setting up automatic transfers to a savings account each payday, you remove the temptation to spend that money. It's like putting your savings on autopilot. Because, let's be real, how many of us are actually disciplined enough to manually save every month? Not many. Automation is your secret weapon to stay consistent, which is exactly what you need to make those financial goals a reality. So, let's recap. You've set clear goals, you're tracking every dollar, building an emergency fund, setting spending boundaries, and automating your savings. These steps might sound simple, but combined, they're the backbone of any successful budget. Each one of these tips brings you closer to that future self, the one living stress-free, financially secure, and able to enjoy life's experiences without money holding you back. Just imagine the peace of mind, the confidence, and the freedom you'll feel once you've got your finances under control. But here's the thing. Even the best budget can fall apart without one key ingredient: finding ways to save. And if you're ready to take your financial game even further, check out my video on how to save your first $1,000 fast. Trust me, that's a video you don't want to miss. Click here to start saving smarter and building your wealth. See you there.